Hello, hello, my spirited living friends, community. Wonderful to be back. Deborah Roth here with the latest installment in our journey to explore our inner goddess team, which we all have. And if you want to know more about what that means and why I'm so passionate about reclaiming the divine feminine in ourselves, in our world, somewhere on the YouTube video, I always upload this to YouTube after I do my Facebook Live and Instagram Live and all that. But somewhere on the video and on YouTube, there's a little eye in the corner if you roll your cursor over it. And it'll tell you more about the divine feminine and why I've been doing these inner goddess team videos, which these goddesses are archetypes of the divine feminine. They represent themes and qualities that we all carry within us, regardless of our gender, that I think our world is sorely in need of, given everything that's going on. Compassion, connection, cooperation, just to name a very basic few. So please check it out and subscribe on YouTube if you're not already, or my website, spiritedliving.com, on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me in all those places. Okay, enough of the launching commercial. So I came to the goddess that we are exploring today, Yai. I believe that's how we pronounce it. She is an Aboriginal goddess of creation and of light. And I came to her because I was, I always try and look for ones that maybe have ancient festival times that are going on. Hello, Annie, lovely to see you here. That they either have festivals this time of year, or their energy is very much in sync with what's going on with us cosmically, whether it's a new or a full moon, or just energetically. And because we are at the height of summer, Yai seemed like a perfect one. And boy, I'm a lover of creation myths and know many from many different cultures. And hers is one I did not know. And so I will share it with you. And I invite you, as I do each week, to think about how you can incorporate the themes from this, the themes of light, both literally and figuratively, into your light when we are, in fact, at the height of sunlight this time of year, at least in the northern hemisphere. So think about that, and if I remember, I'll ask you some questions, but I always do more of that, again, in the YouTube description as well. So, first, and I love these synchronicities. When I was reading, I think this comes through backwards, sorry about that. I think I've shared my A Scene Book of Days here before, and I literally, it's a book with morning and evening reflections, a place to write, and I've been using it as part of my meditation practice for over 20 years, maybe even over 25 years, and I love it when it syncs with something that's going on. So I want to start off by reading you this perfect, that was the morning meditation, the morning reading today. Solar light, ancient source of power and life, it is you who guides my path this day. 'Tis the season of your ruling, and I, like you, must use this moment fully to urge the world to grow, and grow it will, and grow I will, to the fullest of my potential, for that is who I am. So, I think that's a beautiful embodiment of Yai and her connection to the light and to bringing our light to the world. So I will see how much of it. I'll probably have to refer to my notes because there's so many beautiful pieces to her gorgeous creation myth. She was in the Aboriginal. Let's see, it was a particular the Karar, an Australian Aboriginal group, and in that culture, her myth says that she first lay asleep before the world was created in a dark and windless mountain, and then she heard something and that woke her up, and it was the god who I think was her consort, and again, I'm not sure if anybody knows for sure the pronunciation, Bayame, the Great Spirit. And she took a deep breath and opened her eyes, and light streamed forth from her eyes. Now, with that light and that warmth, the earth beneath her stirred under her warm rays, and she drifted down to the earth, flooding the world with light. She walked to the north, south, east, and west, and everywhere she went, plants and flowers and all kinds of living things sprang up in her footsteps. And she walked over the entire earth until everything was green. And then she sat to rest on the treeless Nullarbor plain. And as she looked around, she realized that the new plants couldn't move, and she really wanted things to move. So, looking for something that danced, some kind of dancing life, she descended beneath the earth, and there she found all kinds of forms and evil spirits actually, who tried to sing her to death. And she overcame them because she was stronger than them with her light. And as she did that, her warmth and her light melted the darkness there, and these little forms began to move. And slowly but surely, these forms transformed into butterflies and insects and bees and all the little flying things. And they swarmed around her, dancing around her, and she led them up to her sunny surface, where they spread her light everywhere with them, one at a time. No, wait, that's the next one. And then she noticed still that there were some dark places. Not that dark is a bad thing, but she wanted to create life from everywhere. And she saw that there were dark caves, and within those caves, when she went to explore them, that they were also she looked into their black interiors until water formed. And then she saw something move, and another thing, and then suddenly birds and other flying creatures flew out of the cave into the world, and they covered the face of the earth. And pretty soon the whole world was dancing with life. So she spoke to all of her creations and told her creatures that she would return to her own world. And she blessed them, said, "You're going to have changing seasons now, and you'll be fine." So she disappeared, and they were all very afraid. They couldn't imagine life without her. And of course, everything got dark, and they were terrified, eventually went to sleep. And then, very slowly, as the sun, as she rose up, she wasn't really going to, she was fooling them. She wasn't really going to leave them forever. She, with all of their sorrow, they still managed to go to sleep. And so, one by one, they woke up to seeing light breaking in the east. Let's see. Her light returned to the east, marked by the morning star, which was another one of her creations, so that all of her creatures would know that she was coming back. And so that began the cycle of night and day. The bird choruses, I love this part. So the bird choruses that you often hear at dawn were something else that she created, again, so that people would know that her light was coming back. And this, I thought, was such a beautiful image. The lakes and oceans, because they'd been yearning for her during the night, and they created mists. They were yearning for her to reach her up in the sky. And as soon as the sun came up, they were able to relax and be calm again. So what we know is dew or mist, that comes up overnight, is a result of all those of water that was reaching for her because they missed her coming back and calming down. And then finally, the last stage to this is that for eons, all these creatures lived in. Oh no, there are two more stages. All these creatures lived for eons in the Dreamtime. And then they got to be a little edgy, and there were things that they wished. They wanted to be something else, but they weren't sure what exactly. So Yai appeared again, even though she said, you're on your own. She comes back because she loves her creatures, and she finds out, I love this, she finds out that the wombat wanted to wiggle along on the ground, the kangaroo wanted to fly, the bat wanted wings, lizard wanted legs, the seal wanted to swim. So she gave them all what they wanted, and then and along with all the other beautiful things that that she created, the kangaroo flies with its jumping. The bat now has wings. So I love that she listened to her children and was able to grant them their wishes. And then the final thing was that she had already embodied through her breath and her knowledge and her intention a male form. But she could see that he was lonely, and so she appeared to him in the dream time, and he was kind of, restless sleep. But when he emerged, when he woke up, he saw that there was a flower stalk that was growing near him that was beautiful. And she was right there. Yai was right there with him, and she concentrated on the flower stalk so that it began to move rhythmically, to breathe, basically. Then it changed form and softened and became a woman. Slowly emerging into the light from which she was born, the first woman gave her hand to the first man. So that's the creation myth of Yai. So I encourage you, think about where in your life have you got something that needs to be created, that you need to start from scratch, really, because she started from nothing. Yai, when she created the world, started from nothing. So whether it's a book or a project or a business, and call on her when you want to bring something to light, when you want to shine light on it, and make sure that you don't miss any parts of it, because she covered everything. The other place to look at it, and that's kind of the metaphorical look at light, is to shine light, to use her light, to invoke her when you want to shine the light on your own dark places and your shadow places, to burn away anything that stands in your way from revealing your true self, for being who you really are. So 2 ways, many other ways, using the symbolism of light and of the sun with her. So I encourage you, have fun with that. And then I thought that the chant that I found, I think you'll agree, really feels perfect. Oh, I think there was one other fun thing I wanted to share with you. Oh, I wanted to say to you, look up, it was playing literally this morning, and I have, I don't know, hundreds of songs in my iTunes, but one of the ones that played as it was shuffling was India Ari's I Am Light. That is such a beautiful piece. So Google it, go to Spotify, however you listen to music. If you haven't heard it, India Ari is another beautiful song to invoke. I can't play it because the YouTube police will come after me. But look for it and listen to it yourself. This is the chant that I will leave you with, and it will be familiar to those of you yogis, perhaps. The English translation is, lead me from unreal to real, lead me from darkness to light, lead me from death to immortality, and then, of course, Om Shanti, peace, peace, peace. It goes, Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormas Amritham Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om. Probably has a name, but I'm not sure. I'll sing it one more time for you. Not an easy one to remember, so. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritagamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So move from darkness to light, shine your own light in the world, and think about how you can embrace the concept, the theme, the beauty of light and of Yai in your life over the next day, week. Call on her whenever you need to. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste. Bye for now.